Yo, what is going on, people, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be making a one-handed weapon. Now this weapon is going to be in one hand, not like an axe where you would hold it in two, just in one. We're going to be making a simple melee weapon. We are going to need DayZ tools. We are going to need To Open Object Builder. If this tutorial did help you out, please do leave a like and a subscription. Also, if you do need any help, make sure to join my Discord server and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you in a second when we jump in to the tutorial. So firstly, what you guys want to do is you want to head over to Steam. And once you're on Steam, you need to head over to Games, Tools. Now you need to find DayZ tools in the list. Once you click on DayZ tools, there should be a blue button here saying install. If you've already got it installed, then you need to click launch. Now once you've clicked launch, it will come up with a menu like this. Now for you lucky people that have already got a P drive and you've already been modding before, you won't need to do the next step. But for you guys that have never done this before, what you're going to have to do is go over to tools, extract game data, and it comes up with a menu like this. You're going to click yes, but I've already got extracted game data, so I'm going to click no. For you guys that have already extracted your game data before, what you need to do is head over to tools, mount P drive, and then it's going to come up with yes or no. You want to click yes, and then when you head over to your file explorer, you should have a drive that says P. As you can see here, local disk P. If you haven't done that and it doesn't work, then you need to make sure to check your settings. This is what my settings look like. And make sure you've extracted the game data. Now that you've done that, head over to your P drive and I want you to create a new folder. Now I'm going to call this ML_weapon. Inside that ML_weapon, I'm going to create a new folder called data. Now in the data folder, I'm going to have all the images that the weapon requires. And in the main file, which is here, so in the root, I'm going to have a config file. Right, so now what you want to do is you want to head over to Google Chrome and you want to type in a model website. Now personally I use CG Trader and TurboSquid, and today we're going to be checking out both if I can't find a model on TurboSquid. So I've now got TurboSquid in and I'm going to search in knife. Searching in that, let's see what we get out of it. I'm not buying one because I'm a cheapskate, so we're going to find one for free. So let's have a look at this. What does the poly count look like? 11,000 polys? That's good. DayZ's poly count max is 40k, but sometimes things won't work because of how many vertices and stuff there is. So you want to aim for under 25k. That is the best. So we've got the diffuse, we've got metallic, we've got all these colors. That is epic. Now you want to make sure that you've got an image that's either 1024, 2048 or 4096. I found out when I use 512 images that for some reason I get this weird green texture, like it literally looks like a zombie. So yeah, go with the ones that I've just said. You need to create an account on TurboSquid. I'm going to go to download and I'm going to download this. Now what you want to get is you want to get the FBX, and you want to get obviously the zip which has all the textures in. You can also use OBJ with DayZ, but I prefer to use FBX, and .blend is for Blender. But I'm not going to be editing this knife. There's no need to, so I'm just going to download FBX and the zip folder. Now these are downloaded, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my P drive. I'm going to head over to the folder I created, so the tag name was ML_weapon. I'm going to drag and drop the FBX inside of here, because we're going to delete this in the future. And then inside of here, I'm going to open this zip up. If you don't know how to open up a zip, you can download WinRAR. As you can see, I've got the images here. We are only going to be using today the normal and the base color, and we're going to drag and drop it in here. Now, there is two ways on creating something called a Smitty in DayZ, and the image is like pink. Now, there is ways where you would need to use these images. I'm not going to show you that way because that's more of a complicated way, and you guys like easy. We all like easy. An easy life is an easy way to go. So I'm going to close this down. I can now close the zip, and we now have the two image textures that we require. Now these images are in the folder, we need to head back over to DayZ Tools, click Text View, and we want to drag and drop the first image into Text View. Now, as you can see, this is our weapon. Now I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to give it a new name. Now I'm going to call this image base_ca.paa. Save that. And in a minute you will see a new file come up. Here we go, base_ca.paa. Now it's still saving, and that's why it is 0 kilobytes. The next image we're going to be dragging in there is the normal. Now this is the 3D version, so this will be a purple/bluey color. So now that's that. So now we're going to drag this onto here. And now, as you can see, we have the normal. This time, we're going to call this base_nohq.paa, and then we're going to click Save again. What we need to do now is we need to open up the base color. So I'm going to be using Photoshop today, but you guys can use Paint, GIMP, or any other image editing software. So I'm going to go to Photoshop. I'm going to open up Photoshop. So now that I've got Photoshop open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the base image. So I'm going to head over to this PC, P, and I'm going to find where the weapon is based. So ML_weapon, data, Bowie knife, color base. Now that this is open, I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to make it black and white. I'm going to select OK. I'm going to go to File, Save As, and this time I'm just going to call this base_SMDI and save this image. OK. Whilst that image is saving, I'm going to head back over to DayZ Tools. We're going to open up Text View and wait for this image to save. Now that the image is saved, we want to open up the base_SMIDI in Text View. We're going to save the image as a PAA. And now that we've saved the image, if we open up base_SMDI, you'll get an image that looks like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get an rvmat. Now you guys are going to go in the description down below and you're going to download a RAW. Now to open that RAW you need WinRAR, or you can use 7-zip. But inside that will be this full complete model and everything you require in there. So the rvmat and the config and the actual model, all that kind of stuff. But you're going to be wanting the rvmat. Now for you guys that have created your own name, this will especially be, you will need to do this. So in here I've got board_front. For you it will say base because I'm going to make it called base. So you want to call this whatever you want. Normally you go off the first words of the image. So base and then before the underscore. So if this was cat, then you would probably have this as cat. we're going to open up the base rvmat, and Notepad++ is the best for this. Now in here we're going to have a path here, and this path is going to go to the no-hawk. We have created the no-hawk, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy this name, and up at the top here we're going to paste that in like so. We're going to copy this name, base_smdi, and we're going to paste it in here. And we're going to get our main folder name, so mine is ml_weapon, and we're going to put it in here. You can work out what this is. This is the paths. Now, different rvmats do different things. Some you might have 11 stages, some you might have 7, and some you might have like this. Like in the previous tutorial I made, I used a different rvmat. Up here I used the base texture, and then I used the no-hawk down here. But as you can see, today we're going to be using the SMIDI. Now the SMIDI displays the brightness, so how bright your weapon is, and the reason why we've created a SMIDI is because we don't want our texture, so the knife where it should be like silver and shiny, we don't want that to be a dull colour. That's what it would be. It would be dull if we didn't have the SMIDI. So there we go. Hopefully you guys have got this all sorted out. This needs to work, to be honest, or your SMIDI won't work and it will look dull because you're not going to define the SMIDI in the actual asset. So now that is all the base setup for all the textures. You won't need to touch the textures ever again as long as you want to change this. So maybe when you open up the image, let's say you wanted to change this from brown to green, you could do that. You just go to File, Save As, and where it says AA, you want to put NG. Delete these down below because they just take up file storage, and guess what? Your hard drive's probably already full enough with all the DayZ stuff. So now we can finally head over to DayZ Tools and open up Object Builder. Now, if you've never had Object Builder open before, what you guys need to do is head over to Window and enable all of these that I have got checkmarked. Status bar, main toolbar, view control bar, edit toolbar, extrude segments, current position, LODs, mass resource library, named properties, name selections, selection operators, and texture library. Now your display and layout will look a lot different to mine. You can actually pick these things up and drag them. As you can see, I could put that over there, but I like my layout how it is. What I want you guys to do now is go to File, Options, and make sure that you have Bulldozer set up. I do have Bulldozer video. I'm going to leave it up on the top in a card, so make sure to click on that. But for basically the Bulldozer setup, all that you need is to select your DayZ exe path. So mine is E, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common DayZ. And then at the end, you need to have this code at the end. I will have a link in the description also for that. So once you've done that, click OK. And now you might be moving your camera around if you know how to do that. It's Alt and right click. And you might be saying, Matthew, why is it so laggy? Well, it's laggy because you need to enable this button. This button right here. Yours might be down at the bottom, but mine is up at the top. Enable that button and things should not be laggy no more. Also, what I want you to do is go to File, Options again, and where you see View Background LOD, make sure that is enabled, because when you go to the view that I'm in right now, so Windows 4 view, you will be able to see your model if you are on the memory LOD and you're not on the other LODs. You'll be able to actually see where things are placed and where you need to place your memory points. Now, depending on the file format you want is going to depend on what you're about to do. So when you go to File and Import, obviously if your file is an OBJ file, you're going to select OBJ, and all these are different file formats. We have got an FBX, so I'm going to make sure to select the FBX. So here we go, and the nice we want it to be small. This is probably not going to be made small in Blender, so I'm going to make it small in Object Builder. I'm going to click 0.01 and import. There we go. As you can see, the knife has now imported. Now, the way we want it to be is upwards, like so. So to do that, you hold Control and right click, and to move the object around, you can hold right click. So I'm just going to put it on here for now. This is probably not going to be where the DayZ character would actually hold the weapon, but we're going to put it there for now. I'm also going to save this, so click the save button up there and find your folder again. So my folder is here, and in here we're going to save it as BK. Just some initials for the knife. Now we can always save the knife. Now I want to give this knife a texture. So because it is UV matte and it only uses one texture, luckily I can click Ctrl A. If you don't know how to do that, you can actually highlight it all. But if you highlight it all, you've got to be careful and make sure that it selects all vertices. And then we can press the letter E. A menu like this. Now where it says Bowie knife underscore base color, you want to select the folder icon and you want to select your underscore CA image. So ours is a base underscore CA. Now if you want to see the texture displayed on this object, you need to make sure that you have the P in front of it. Now before you go in game, you need to make sure to remove this or you will not see the texture. We're going to click this folder icon on material and select the rvmat, and then we're going to click OK. We're going to click off the object and we're going to head over to the bulldozer icon and click start. Now we can make sure that the texture is in the right place, it's not UV mapped wrong, and we can actually see how the texture looks on the knife, and we can think, do we like this texture or do we not? So now we have Bulldozer open and this is what the weapon looks like. As you can see, it's got somewhat of a blackish texture to it. We can see that the knife at the top is somewhat silver, somewhat grey, but we've got the knife and now we can carry on. So I'm going to press Alt F4. I'm going to make sure to save this. Control A, E, and remember we need to remove the P in front of it. Now once we remove the P, we need to save it again just in case it crashes. Remove the P, OK, and now we can click save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this, duplicate, right click it again, properties, geometry, and click OK. I'm going to rename Bowie knife to component 01. OK on that. And then in the property name down here, we're going to type in auto center. And then we're going to give it the value of 0. Click OK. And now we can press the save button. Give it a mass of 10,000. And there we go. We have now saved this and now it should have geometry. Now we're going to right click. Now we're going to right click geometry, duplicate, properties, and then head over to view geometry. And now we're going to save that again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click this, duplicate, right click it again, properties, and select memory. But this time we're going to delete the actual asset itself, delete. And as you can see where it used to be. So you can see where it shows in the other LODs. That's what we enabled earlier. What we want to do now is we want to delete Bowie knife. And up at the top, we want to right click, and where the top of the knife is, so the knife is here, we want to click insert. We're going to head over to here and we're going to type melee range end. Then we're going to click off that, hold Alt, go down to the bottom. We're going to right click, insert, and here we're going to click new, melee, range, start. Now what this does is it's telling the game that this is where the start of the knife is and the end of the actual blade, so the part that will actually hurt the character. So these two parts right here. Now to the right of this, or to the left, sorry, we want to click insert again, and here we want to type in EINVVIEW. Enter on that. Click save. Now I'm not too sure what this specifically one does, but does say that we need it. Now deselect off all of these, and now this time we're going to go right down to the bottom of the weapon, and we're going to right click and we're going to click insert here. We're going to right click new and we're going to type bounding box underscore min, and now we're going to deselect that, head right up to the top of the knife once again, and this time we're going to type in bounding box underscore max. Enter, click off that. Now we can click save. Now that is everything set up for the knife. So you can check this, so you can go through, see if they all light up, if they are in the correct places. All mine is in the correct places, so I'm lucky. I can now save this and I can now close down Object Builder. So what we need to do now is we need to set up the config. So yet again, in the description down below, I'm going to have the config.cpp for you. We can also delete the FBX or the OBJ or whatever file you used before. Let's open up the config, and here we go. It's pretty simple. All that we need to do is we need to change up these class names. So I'm going to call everything ML weapon. So the class up here, ML weapon. Units, ML weapon. The class name. Now this can be called whatever you want. You want to try and aim away though from the already made names in games. So try and avoid. So I know that a weapon's not going to be called ML underscore weapon. The display name, that's up to you. So this is going to be called, what is it? Booney knife. Description, that's up to you. Make sure that you change the path here. So this must be your folder name, then what you name the P3D. We named ours at BK, and that's it. That's all that it is. Save that. You can now close that down, and voila, we have everything set up perfectly. Now we need to go over to DayZ Tools yet again. Go to Addon Builder, and once you've opened up Addon Builder, yours may not look like mine if you've never set it up before. Now if you have, good. If you haven't, you need to watch this. So in options, you need to have this code here. For this code, you will have a link in the description. Click OK on that. Click add source directory now. Set that up to be your folder. So ours is called ML underscore weapon. So where is ML? There we go. Make sure that you've got a destination directory or file name set up. So if you don't have one of them, head over to your DayZ root, create a folder called at whatever you want it to be. So my weapon. Inside there, you need to make an add-ons folder. Now you can head back over to DayZ Addon Builder. Select that folder, select the add-ons, OK. enable binarize, and now you can click pack. Now head over to Steam, go to DayZ, click play on that. Now to test this out, you are going to need DayZ offline mode, or you can test it out on your server. Either way works. I'm going to be testing it out in offline mode, so make sure that I've got this here, or you can launch it the back way. And I'm going to do it with the DayZ launcher. I'm going to click add local mod. I'm going to add my mod that I've just made. So there we go, select folder, load mod, and now I'm going to click play. So now that I've spawned into DayZ offline mode, I'm going to press Y or B and I'm going to search in ML. My weapon is now showed up. As you can see, it's grey. It's a bit bright because of the SMIDI that we created. I'm going to click inventory, and as you can see, I have it in my hands. It is perfectly centered. In the middle, we have the knife. And I'm going to spawn on a zombie for you guys. Let's go to AI. And let's kill a zombie. Zombie here, ground. And let's see. And the zombie is dead. So that's how to make your own knife, guys. You can use other weapons. So if you guys wanted to make a Thor hammer, that is possible as well. You could even create your own bat. But that's how you do it. This knife does look pretty pog, I've got to admit. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. If you did enjoy it and you did get a working knife, please leave a like and a subscription. If you do need any help, join my Discord server or leave a comment down below. Follow my Twitch. I'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos.